Greetings, good people. Welcome back to the channel. All right, today is Wednesday, September 14th. The year is 2020, of course. And today will be day 7 of Tim Norman's trial. Okay, so yesterday I did upload a quick video, kind of recapping day 6, just notifying you guys that Tim Norman took the stand and some of what was being asked, right? Although today is day 7 of the trial, what I want to do in this video is go back to day 6 and provide details of what Tim Norman said on the stand, what he was asked by the defense, and what he was asked by the prosecution. Okay. So right now on East Coast time, it is 10:31 a.m. I don't have any updates as to what is going on right now. So as that information becomes available, I will upload that information in video form to the channel. Okay. So just to kind of give you a little bit of an update. Now, before I go into reading this article in detail, I do want to cite my sources as I've always done. So this woman, Justina Coronel, is a reporter in St. Louis, and she writes for the KSDK News. If you've watched previous videos that I've uploaded, you've seen me refer to her. So I just wanted to show her Twitter page, and she is the author of the article that I am going to be reading. Okay, just another look. There is her Twitter page, and this is the article. You see, this is the author. That's her. All right. Church announcements are done. So this article reads, this is ksdk.com. That's the website. Sweetie Pie's defendant testifies in his own murder for hire trial. All right. So this is James Timothy Norman. He is the uncle of Andre Montgomery. Andre Montgomery's life was taken March 2016. Tim is being accused of orchestrating the plot to take Andre's life, basically in a nutshell. He is the creator of the Welcome to Sweetie Pie's reality TV show. He is the son of Robbie Montgomery, who owns the Welcome to Sweetie Pie's soul food restaurant and brand. So there you have it, right? He's on trial, and he took the stand in his own trial. All right. So what exactly is Tim being charged with? All right. He's charged with conspiracy to commit M for hire, and M for hire resulting in death. He's also charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. Right. So court documents show that Norman took out a life insurance policy on Montgomery for $450,000 2 years ago, before Andre's life was taken. All right. Now, the 3 others that have been charged, Terica Ellis, Wael Yagnam, and Travell Hill, they all pled guilty. Okay. So defense attorney Michael Leonard asked how much money Norman made from the show and working at the restaurant. He said he made $5,000 every 2 weeks. He claims that he also got income from the restaurant and then became an owner for one location, making $50,000 on a weekly basis. Norman also said that he received money from merchandise with about $5,000 a week. And he also noted that he received income from 2 ATMs, bringing in $1,500 weekly. The next question was very direct. Do you have to do anything with the murder of Andre? This is what he asked, and Norman said no, sir. Norman said that his brother, who is Andre Montgomery's father, passed away when Andre was a baby. He said that he spent several summers with Montgomery and when Montgomery was in high school. So Leonard asked him what was his role. He said he was my brother's kid, so I want to step in, and be a father figure. I tried my best to show him right from wrong and be a friend at the same time. This is what Tim is saying on the stand. Of course, he's laying it on thick for the jury. Norman was emotional a few times, crying on the stand. When it comes to being a mentor to kids in the community, Norman choked up saying, "I just try to show them that you can make it by doing regular stuff. You can do hard work, not street life, not being a basketball or football player. They saw us getting rich by selling chicken." Norman also said that Montgomery was living with Miss Robbie during his high school years, and Norman would try to include Montgomery in the show. After graduating from high school, Montgomery went back to Texas, that's Andre, before he was asked to come back to St. Louis. He had issues in Texas. I moved him into a new apartment, and I wanted to help Andre. This is what Norman is saying on the stand. Tim also said that, he paid for Andre's music school, paid for his apartment, gave him a weekly allowance, and provided groceries and clothes. Okay. It's being reported that Andre stopped going to school and stopped showing up to work in 2015. During that time, Tim said that Andre got kicked out of the apartment, and that's when he cut him off financially. Okay. In June of 2015, Miss Robbie's home was burglarized. Norman said that a ton of items were stolen, including some of his own irreplaceable items. That's when he said that Montgomery disappeared. He said that their family even hired a private investigator to find Andre. Wow. So Leonard asked, "Did you want him killed or harmed?" "No," Tim Norman answered. The defense also shared pictures of Andre posing with guns, and Norman said that, he was concerned about Montgomery's lifestyle. Tim said that it was suggested that he get a life insurance policy on Andre. As for the insurance agent, who is YL Yagnam, Norman said that, he promised Yagnam that he would do an application as a favor. Because according to Tim, let me just pause here for a second. According to Tim, when he was on the stand, he said that YL Yagnam was a music producer. He worked with artists that were in St. Louis, and he would frequent Sweetie Pie's, the restaurant. So Tim got to know him, and I guess the music business wasn't working in YL's favor, and he decided to, quote unquote, get a real job. So he became a life insurance agent, right? So Tim decided, okay, well, I need to get a life insurance policy anyway. Why not use Yagnam? All right. So he claims that Tim claims that himself, Andre, and Yagnam, they all met and filled out the paperwork together on October 7, 2014. Because remember, he's being accused, Tim that is, of illegally or fraudulently obtaining a life insurance policy on Andre. So while on the stand, Tim Norman is saying, no, Andre, myself, and YL, we all met up, and filled out the paperwork together. This was in 2014, October 7th to be exact. In 2014, according to a plea agreement for Yagnam, Norman took out a $450,000 life insurance policy on then 20-year-old Montgomery, which Norman attempted to cash in on after Montgomery's death. All right. Tim Norman on the stand explained the reason why he named himself as the owner and beneficiary of the life insurance policy that was taken out on Andre is because he didn't want Andre to basically cash out the policy or take out money on the policy because he was irresponsible with money. This is according to Tim. This is what he was saying on the stand. Anyway, continuing on with the article, Norman said that he never thought that Yagnam was trying to fool someone and said that he was acting in good faith. Leonard, the defense attorney, also inquired about Norman trying to get insurance coverage for his employees and asked if he was trying to take them up out of here. Tim said no. Furthermore, Norman denied ever telling other defendants, Terica Ellis and Travell Hill, that he wanted Montgomery deceased. He said he did tell Ellis and Hill, that's Terica Ellis and Travell Hill, he wanted to find his nephew to find the items taken from Miss Robbie's house, but that was it. In Terica Ellis's testimony, she explained how they bought burner phones to stay in touch and then contacted Andre to track him. On the stand, Norman said that he would use burner phones for his infidelities since he had a significant other at the time. Norman denied ever giving money to Travell Hill and never knew Hill was the one who took Andre's life, basically, until Hill pled guilty. This is what Norman is saying on the stand, y'all. Both Ellis, Terica Ellis, and Travell Hill pleaded guilty to their roles back in July of this year, 2022. Okay? Now it's cross-examination time. So on the stand, Norman said that he didn't understand the insurance lingo, but the prosecutors pointed out that he filed his own life insurance application before. On the application, it asked if you previously were arrested and you wrote no, but that was a lie, wasn't it? This is what the prosecution is asking Tim. Tim Norman admitted that it was a lie, because if you're familiar with this family, then you know that Tim has a record. He served 10 years in jail for armed robbery. Continue on with the article. Norman admitted that, it was a lie on the application. Prosecutors also noted in September 2015, American Express put a judgment of $215,821 for Norman. A judgment basically gives the creditor the right to use additional collection methods to collect the debt owed to them. Norman did not deny this. Beyond that, prosecutors asked if he ever paid $10,000 to Terica Ellis to find Andre Montgomery. He said no. The prosecutor further questioned him and Daryl Howard. Howard, known as DJ Beats, went into a cooperation agreement with the government in 2020. On the stand, Howard said that he was friends with Tim since 2011 and said that Tim asked him to retrieve $5,000 from his room at the Chase Park Plaza, which is a hotel, and to deliver it to Hill. This is the same hotel that Tim Norman and Terica Ellis's phones were pinged at before Andre's murder, if I'm not mistaken, or if not the same day. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. This was after his nephew was taken up out of here. So Tim basically allegedly told this man, DJ Beats, to go to the front desk of the Chase Park Plaza Hotel, pick up $5,000 because he left the money there, and take it to Travell Hill. This is what DJ Beats said on the stand. So he's testifying against his quote-unquote friend, Tim Norman. At 8:03, phone records show that Terica Ellis called Norman. Ellis recalled that what was said during the phone call. She said when she called him, she asked him, "What the F happened? I heard gunshots." This is what she told the jury when she testified on the stand. He said, according to Terica Ellis, "Don't worry about it. Get on the highway and go home. Don't tell anyone." So after Terica Ellis drove off and left Andre, because he was at a house where he was supposed to be recording music and he's going to be shooting a music video. So she met up with him. They were in the car talking. She ended up driving off because allegedly she got a text message from Travell Hill that said move. So she drove off. And then as she's driving off, she admitted that she heard gunshots. She didn't call the police, but she called Tim Norman and asked Tim Norman what the heck happened. And she's claiming that Tim said, "Don't worry about it. Get on the highway, go home. Don't tell anyone." My God. She claims that he told her to delete her Instagram. Tim told Terica to delete her Instagram and to get rid of the phone. Tim never denied ever saying that, and claimed that he didn't know that his nephew's life was taken at that moment, because Tim is claiming that he was in LA, even though cell phone records say otherwise. That's when the prosecutor said, if he never knew about Montgomery's condition, why did he call Howard 3 minutes later at 8:06? Remember, Howard is the guy that Tim instructed to pick up the money from the Chase Park Plaza Hotel and take it to Travell Hill for the deed that he did. Whew. Norman denied any involvement. The prosecutor asked, so Howard picked up the money by random? So I wanted to provide some detail as to exactly what the heck Tim Norman got on the stand and said. Okay, so today, closing arguments are supposed to be given today, Wednesday, September 14th, and I'm being told that each side, the prosecution and defense, they're supposed to be getting about like 30 to 45 minutes each for their closing argument. So that judge wanted this wrapped up before Friday, or by Friday at least. So hopefully the jury won't take long to deliberate, and we shall see what happens. So Tim took the stand basically and denied everything, even though his co-conspirators pled guilty to everything that they were being charged with. Yikes. So I'm pretty much on pins and needles, just like everybody else. I am waiting to see what transpires, what is going to take place. So like I said, that's all the detail I have. So drop down in the comments and share your thoughts. If anything that I stated was incorrect that I read from this article, you have any more updated information, let me know. All right, y'all, that's all I got. Ain't got no more. I love you for watching. As always, until next time, peace.